What is going on, guys? So, finally, we are here. Finally, we are here and we are talking about Marta, Brazil's legendary women's soccer team, national soccer team player. Um, I wanted to just kind of shed some light on Marta and kind of help you guys understand her better. For those of you, excuse me, who are soccer fans, and those of you who don't really watch soccer, but maybe who have heard of this player. Um, I think the reason why I'm doing this is because I think that I find videos of people that I find interesting, and so I wanted us to do a video on her to kind of shed some light on her and help us understand her better as a player. Um, so Marta's Brazil. This article is from the ESPN.com. Brazil's Marta is full of pride as Olympic career ends with a silver medal. Um, so Brazil got a silver medal in the U.S. in its final showdown with the United States, 1-0 victory over Brazil. Um, Marta, this was Marta's last Olympic gold medal, Olympic stage match in the Olympics. Marta fought back tears as she exited the Olympic stage one last time after 185 appearances for Brazil, including 6 World Cups and 6 Olympics. One of the sport's greats had one more shot at a major international title event on Saturday. However, Olympic gold eluded her again. Marta, although could still see the positives despite the 1-0 loss to the U.S. in the Olympic final, she said, quote, a feeling of pride, a lot of pride. She told reporters afterwards, I don't think that when I won the silver medal both times in 2004 and 2008, I felt as much pride as I do right now with this silver medal, because it's been 16 years of waiting to get back to an Olympic final. And from the team's record in previous competitions, let's be honest, almost nobody believed that Brazil would get to an Olympic final, that Brazil would leave here with a medal. And Marta, at the age of 38, said about ahead of the Paris Games that it would be her last major tournament with the national team. There has to be no perfect ending for a player who has been a flag bearer for the women's soccer, as the U.S. coach signed her to silver once again. And an all too familiar experience for the 6-time World Player of the Year, the U.S. has proved frequent roadblock to her international ambitions. Add Paris 2024 to Athens 2004 and Beijing 2008. On all three occasions, Marta and Brazil were beaten but 2 gold by the Americans. And so 3 silvers are the pinnacle of her achievements in international soccer, along with a runner-up medal in the 2007 World Cup. For all her brilliance, scoring a record 119 goals for her country, she never managed to deliver an international title. There were tears of anguish when she thought her Olympics had ended with a red card against Spain in the group phase. Tears of joy when watching on from the stands as Brazil eliminated host nation France in the quarterfinals, and frustration again when an appeal to have her suspension reduced was overruled and she missed the semifinals as well. There were emotional scenes again as she embraced her coach, Arthur Elias, in the middle of the field at the end of Saturday's final, and she was applauded as she exited the stage. The trust we place in Coach Arthur's work and the way we were able to get here, we were able to deal with the ups and downs of this competition. Athletes were injured. She had to miss 2 games. People started talking negatively. Marta has to play. Marta doesn't have to play. It wasn't time for that. The time was to close ourselves off and really try to minimize these obstacles, close quote. We closed ourselves off and we reached the final. Marta says it's time to hand over to the next generation, but she makes her exit. So she again urged for women's soccer to Brazil to receive more support. Quote from her: this medal here represents the recovery of the pride we have in seeing women's soccer in Brazil can be competitive. There's talent, but it needs to be better valued. There are a lot of people who don't watch women's soccer. Women's football, quote. But when we lose, they're the first to comment and the first to go and talk about it. All the titles we've won, whether individual or collective, in women's soccer, are for those who have always believed in us from the first moment, and many of whom were in the stands here giving us that support. Family and friends. We owe this to them, and I share my gratitude with them. We don't owe anything to others who take advantage of the moment and talk a lot of rubbish. Her teammates stood her proud in her absence to give her one last shot at gold, and it was perhaps indicative of her waning impact that she has left on the starting lineup against the U.S. Gabby Portillo and Gianna and Ludmila have underlined Brazil's attacking depth, and that trio helped Brazil dominate the chances in the first half, but couldn't replicate the cutting edge that had seen them blow away world champion Spain in the semifinals. It was in the 61st minute. It was Marta's time, with Brazil trailing to Mallory Swanson scored minutes earlier. Elias sent for a national team icon. Cheers echoed around Parc des Princes and there were gasps of anticipation after her first touch, and again after she stood over a free kick in the match. It was Adriana, however, who went closest to an equalizer when a header was saved by the U.S. goalkeeper Alyssa Naher in stoppage time. Marta's one complaint was reserved for the referee, who said she had denied Brazil what should have been a penalty, adding, quote, "We already knew that playing against the U.S. would be difficult because we have to play against them, and usually against the referees too." As the full-time whistle blew, Marta was quick to console teammate Angelina around the halfway line before sharing embraces with members of the coaching staff. As an Olympic journey that had started when she was 18 in Athens, ended with another medal. Just not the one she was desperate to get her hands on. She said, quote, "I'm crying out of gratitude and happiness. I'm not crying here because we're getting we got silver. Look how much we had to overcome in this competition to get to this final. So this silver, as I said, is a reminder of the pride we have to feel when we put on the shirt of the Brazilian national team and represent our country, playing with joy, will, determination, and perseverance, as we did every game. Silver in here, gold in life. There have been hopes that Marta could reverse her decision and walk away from international soccer this year and be tempted to take the field for one more tournament when Brazil hosts the next Women's World Cup in 2027. So where will she be in 3 years? She says, quote, "She will be in the stadium applauding for the girls." Wow, guys. So we have confirmation that the Women's World Cup will take place in 2027 in Brazil. Very interesting. So the Women's World Cup will take place in Brazil in 2027, and I remember, I believe the World Cup, the World Cup was hosted in Brazil, but unfortunately, I don't know if you guys know this. I'm sorry to say this for the Brazilian fans out there, but you guys did lose to Germany 7-1 in that World Cup final. And I know that hurts your heart to even talk about it. It really hurts your heart to talk about it. But I'm just bringing it up. Brazil did lose. I remember it was all over the news. Brazil lost to Germany 7-1 or 8-1, whatever the score was. And Germany went on to win the World Cup in Brazil. So this is definitely Brazil's chance to get some payback in the World Cup and win the women's World Cup in Brazil, which would be a huge boost for the national Brazilian soccer team. But we all know that there are competitors out there. I know Japan is looking to win another World Cup. Germany's definitely looking. Spain is looking to win. We got France. You got England. You got all these other countries that are coming for you. So Brazil definitely has to work hard. It was unfortunate that Marta would not be there. Maybe she will change her mind. We'll have to see what's going to happen with Marta going forward. But Marta is 38. She's not the same age as she was. She's getting older. So it'll be on the this next generation to take it on, and they have a really good team, and they can definitely do it. They made it to the finals of the Olympics. They could definitely make it to the finals of the World Cup. So anything's possible. We're gonna have to see what's gonna happen with the Women's World Cup coming up in 2027. So like I said, the Women's World Cup will be right after Men's World Cup. The Men's World Cup is in 2026 in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. So I'll definitely be paying attention to some of the things happening in the soccer world and keeping you guys posted on things. So I would say congratulations to Marta. It's been a wonderful journey seeing you grow. I have not really paid attention to Marta. I do believe Brazil definitely needs to pay more attention to their women's soccer team because there is so much talent that Brazil has. Brazil has a lot of talent, just like the U.S. soccer, the women's soccer team gets a lot of love, more love than the men's soccer team. I mean, the men's soccer team could definitely get some love, and I will do another video on the men's soccer team. I have a lot to say about the U.S. men's soccer team. But the U.S. women's soccer team definitely gets the love that they deserve because they are Olympic gold medalists. They are world champions, and they are definitely going to be gunning for the to become world champions again. So it will be interesting to see what's going to happen in the Women's World Cup. I will definitely be reporting on it more. So I will see you guys in the next video. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And talk to you later.